Hi everyone, David here. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for coming back for another video, or welcome if it's your first one. Thanks for joining us. How are you doing? I'm doing okay. I think I'm getting hot and bothered in Osaka. We're at the end of July now, so it's a bit too hot for me. It's not that humid this year. We haven't had the typhoons yet, so maybe that's going to change. We've still got at least 2 months of hot summer anyway. But today, speaking of being too hot, I'm going to the expo again. You can see this guy. He's been putting me in risk of heat stroke every week. I'm doing part 9 of my expo diaries. 9, I can't believe that. To be honest, I only bought 1 ticket when I was getting ready for the expo. I thought, I'm just going to go once. Here we are, ninth video. This is actually going to cover 3 visits, but they're not long ones. One of them was an evening, one of them was a pretty full day, but it was stuff I'd mostly done before. And also a full day, but I went home a bit early because I got too hot. So don't worry, I'll squeeze it all in. But we've got some big ones today to get through. So let's take a look. First we've got day 1, the evening. I went to Monaco, the Pasona Natureverse, Yoshimoto, which is a bit of a strange one, Singapore and Oman. So those are the 5 I managed to dash around when it was getting dark. The full day one, I went to Angola. I finally got into the dialogue mode version of Null2 or Null2, whatever it's called. I've been long awaited. That was very hard won reservation. I went to the International Organizations Pavilion, which is a bit like the Commons Pavilions, but it's with international organizations. Bahrain. I went to France finally. And the final Commons Pavilion I haven't shown you yet, which is Commons C. That concluded that day. I think that was my 10th day, 11th day, I'm not sure. And then finally, on my day, I went with my friend. We got round Austria. There's 2 pavilions I'd been to before, but I don't think I actually filmed them for some reason. Chile and Cambodia. And finally, another one I've been looking forward to was Kuwait, which has been getting rave reviews. So there we go, that's all the ones I'm going to talk about. You'll see a few extra bits as well. There's like the Robot Pavilion, which is kind of a really tiny place anyway. And also I tried out the e-mover, the electric bus that goes around. But yeah, I didn't put that on the list because that's not a huge deal. But I hope that's useful. Hope you enjoy that. I'm going to do some narration in a moment, so please like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment or a question. I'd be happy to see those. Please talk to me and share this channel to anybody who's visiting the expo or who's got any interest in Japan. I'd love to hear from them as well. So there we go. I'm going to hand over to myself and enjoy the show. See you on the other side. Okay, welcome back again to Yumeshima Station. As you can see, most people are leaving actually, but I was just arriving. It's about 5:15 on a Monday evening, so I was enjoying a nice easy entry. As the lines were getting shorter, I managed to get into the Monaco Pavilion. Often has quite a long line outside, but I think I only waited about 10 or 15 minutes. So here we are, nice building out front, very classy, and designed around a kind of Mediterranean garden, so you can see some nice palm trees perhaps, I'm not sure. And someone left their bike there, not really sure why. So inside you can see our little mascot. There's a few levels as well. The ground floor is taken up with these tactile interactive displays. So take care of wonder. And you can kind of stick your hands in here and fiddle around and interact with things on the screen. So I was causing all these fireflies to come out. I've got spinning planets around, very exciting. On the second floor you can see a view into Monaco through these little telescope binocular things. Obviously I can't show you what was inside them because I couldn't get the stereoscopic vision, but it's quite interesting. And there's some other displays about Monaco technology and culture. So the Prince Albert Foundation, sorry. And you see there's nice interactive picture books which come to life. And further outside there was this outdoor area. You can see a wooden board game that you can play. I didn't really have much time to look at it, but I ran a tree through the middle of it too. And you can learn about the wildlife of Monaco. There's not much of it because it's quite a small country. Another nice garden display. And finally, a look at the maritime life. So there's this beautiful Doctor Who style TARDIS, which shows different kinds of wildlife depending on the light that's shining on it. So you can see the red ones there. Switches to green, you can see some different ones. That was really cool. And some of the eco-friendly technology in Monaco. So there we go. Take care of wonder. That's their motto, or I think that's what it says, or Taekwondo, I'm not sure. Monaco, very nice. If you don't have to wait too long, I definitely recommend checking that out. But I had a reservation to meet. I was at the Pasona Natureverse, featuring Astro Boy at the end there. Pasona is one of the famous recruitment companies in Japan. And you get to see the various strata of human civilization, from Stone Age all the way to the heat death of the sun. This bit kind of reminded me of the Tower of the Sun in the old Expo Park, like a fossil version of it. And you can see some ammonite, which is a kind of jazzy version of an ammonite. Apparently these are the biggest ones in the world. Maybe not that one. So they're focusing on the natural world to start with. Yeah, lots of fossils and cute displays. Very polished. And then finally you get to meet Astro Boy, who's going to do his best to save the world from some evil machine. Oh, unfortunately he gets into a bit of trouble and looks like he's going to die, but it's luckily he gets put back together by Blackjack the Doctor, who installs an artificial heart, and he can live to fight another day. There we go, into the world of tomorrow. Speaking of artificial hearts, we are actually going to see one made from artificial cells, and there it is. A little bit small, but that's a kind of proof of concept. It was beating as well because of the electric currents, and this forbidden Pringle, that's also made out of these cells. And a bit later on there's this very impressive LED display thing with these moving screens, which were really cool. I haven't seen any kind of LED display like that before, so that was a really nice surprise. They extend, they collapse, all sorts of things going on as humanity topples on the brink of destruction. But don't worry, it all works out in the end, and we can see the future of technology here. So some small technology displays. You can have a new game of operation. You can even see the bed of the future. I couldn't see what was being projected on there, but you're not going to drop your smartphone on your face. Some cyborgs there. Cyberdyne? No, have we learnt nothing from Terminator? And there's a little underground area. We've got a cute little tardigrade, I think they're called. These little frozen dudes who can survive underwater and in frozen temperatures. Yeah, very cute. Not really. Kind of horrific, really. You got these worms. If you don't like bugs, maybe you can skip this part. And then you can glimpse into the world of tomorrow again, the future of snacks, the future of offices, resorts. So here's the snack truck. All of this delicious superfood made into chocolate cake. And you can do some seminars about whales if you want to. The office of the future too. We don't seem to have seats. There's a nice gift shop as well, especially if you like Astro Boy. You can see a lot of promotional goods here. Some rather strange paintings. I don't know how I felt about that, but you can get some nice pyjamas too. Okay, so yeah, definitely check out the Pasona Natureverse if you can get a reservation, although there is a cancellation line too. Now here we are at the nearby Yoshimoto Waraii Myraii. Yoshimoto is the comedy club in Osaka. A very strange pavilion, very small, and they had some kind of gag versions of arcade games, some ironic things here, so you can try hitting the nail, but you always lose. What does it say? The tool was never yours, the nail remains. And this weird fake out button thing, you can press a few times and eventually it triggers some bizarre effect on the ceiling. Bit of an anticlimax. I really don't know what this pavilion was supposed to be about. But there's also always some like interesting activities in this pavilion, so just go outside and enjoy the activities. It's free to go to this little plaza area. Some amateur karaoke going on. Next, I took advantage of the short lines to get into Singapore with no waiting at all. That was very nice. So a very glittering ball of Singapore. And inside we get to see a vision of their future of sustainable cities, including this kind of paper jungle thing. It was kind of a cute design. And you can see the future of, I don't know, the forest of tomorrow, I guess that is. And how Singapore is keeping up with sustainability goals as well. So there we go, you can enjoy a bit of sustainable life with some animations. And then you can proceed up the stairs, I don't know, some nice little glittery ribbons. And finally you can make your wish for the future on these little panel things. You can send your wish off with the little power of light and love. And that'll get sent up through this chain of lights all the way to the top of the dome. And you can see them being displayed on the screen, as well as a nice animation of the developing world of tomorrow. Lots of worlds of tomorrow today. The trees are growing, the whales are back again, they're flying in the skies. I don't know why whales are a symbol of a sustainable future. There's a little shop up the top as well, and a little roof garden, which is very nice. But as I was leaving, I could see the drone show was activating a little bit earlier than usual, because the fountain water show was cancelled for most of July. So very nice. Check that out, the drone show. That happens definitely at 9 o'clock. Here's a little extra show. And there we go, one world, one planet behind Poland. But I was going opposite Poland. I was going to the Sultanate of Oman Pavilion. That was looking fairly quiet as well, so I took my chance. Nice sort of interactive displays of water. Water's not the first thing you think about Oman, but yeah, that's the main story. And this wonderful etched glass animation, that was really cool. So you can, they're kind of shining lights on different layers of this etched glass to make it look like it's animated. That was a really cool effect. There is another pavilion doing that as well, but not as spectacularly as this. And the mandatory immersive theatre area, where we get to see how people coexist with nature and water and energy. It was quite nice. Bit of a long room though, so I was at a bit of a strange angle, unless you're right in the middle. So yeah, definitely Oman was cute. Nice design for this building. And the outside was really nice too. This little outside garden looks a bit like a half pipe for skaters, but you can just enjoy it at night time. And there's some projections on the sides as well, between Japan and Oman. So yeah, very nice Oman, good job. Now another day, I decided to go to the newly opened Angola Pavilion, which had a nice exterior. And you can see the president there, well not that guy, the guy in the picture. Of course some views of Angola too. And then we see, based on a true story, about a little girl living in an Angolan village. So she's out there enjoying her life when mosquitoes strike and turn the world upside down. Luckily, the power of Angola's emerging healthcare sector is going to help us all. And you can hear some more about that in the next area. You can hear from this fabulous lady with a nice blouse. And on the end, in the end room, there's some traditional arts and clothing, some sculptures and whatnot. That's very nice. And of course, little places where you can eat as well. There's a little live music area too, so you can get some coffee and various bits and bobs. So Angola, very nice. I was walking past it. The day I was filming this was Tanabata, the 7th of July. So they have the Tanabata bamboo canes, and the having a nice bell outside too. But here was the main attraction for the day. I managed to get a reservation for Null2, one of the last signature pavilions for me to get. One of the most elusive ones too. And a little bit of an abstract display, really. I don't know what the main story of it was, but you can immerse yourself in the slightly scary projection screens of Null2. There's robot arms. There's a story about reducing yourself down to null, so you can let go of your connections to the real world and let go of symbols, so we can all be happy. A little bit trippy really, a little bit intense, but very cool effects. I like a little mirrored room box too. And yeah, let's become Null. And yeah, I don't know, release yourself, free your mind, and the rest will follow. So there we go. Managed to get a little view around before I got shooed out. But after that, you get escorted into the outer ring room. So you can actually watch the whole thing again. You can hear an interview from the creator. And also there's a slightly cut off English version of it too. But you can watch all the other people come in, oblivious to the fact that you're watching them all. That was kind of creepy to think that people were watching the whole time. And you can see all their scanned pictures in there too. Maku's sticking his head in. It's kind of interesting to watch it again as a spectator. Yeah, I don't think it made any more sense the second time around, but it was kind of fun to enjoy and sit down. There's some curious objects outside in the Null Museum. So there we go. That was the main attraction for my reservations for that day. But we're not done yet. I've still got plenty more to see. So after that, I decided to check off the International Organizations Pavilion. So you can see a lot of international organizations, including ITER, which is a nuclear organization, I think. You can see their model of a tokamak fission reactor. There's the Expo Museum as well, which you can see the expos past, and these little medal things that you could get. And also, yeah, some little clips of the old expos. It was kind of nice. And the Asian, I don't know how to pronounce that. One of the, kind of like the Asian version of the EU. I decided to try, because it was a short line, the on-site registration area to see how that worked. So you line up basically, get your QR code ready. You've got 30 seconds to choose something in a very poorly organised search engine. Didn't get anything. So I decided to make a break for Bahrain, apparently designed around a boat shape. So there's a kind of vaguely maritime theme here. Very interactive, you can touch things, you can touch this boat, you can smell things. Yeah, be careful which ones you smell. The smells of Bahrain. Of course, you can see some of the history too. Bahrain is an island, so you can enjoy some of the aquatic history, including pearl diving, and some of the music as well. So that was very nice, nice place, very classily done. A little bit too hot though, the hot air was coming straight in. So there we go, very hot day, but the lines were short for France. So finally I managed to visit La France, very stylishly designed from the outside. And we were experiencing some pulsations. So bienvenue à La France. This is the only Studio Ghibli picture I remember seeing in the whole park, which is kind of curious. Here are the pulsations in question, some nice light shows. And then the Louis Vuitton room. You can see the Louis Vuitton cases, the fashion cases that are used to decorate this room. And some little bits of art as well, some bit of history. This interesting room made of those cases as well. That kind of looked a bit like a nuclear reactor somehow. Don't know why I thought that. That was very Instagram friendly. And there's various hands which are decorating all over the pavilion. You can see a nice ballet video that was designed. Little menage a trois going on there with the Eiffel Tower. And a very old olive tree on display as well. I don't know if it's decorated for Tanabata as well. Of course, France is famous for its wine, so there was a little area about the Alsace wines. Another area there. And, can you tell what it is yet? I'm not sure. And finally, the Dior area, where you can see how fashion has impacted French culture. Of course, lots of designs of French clothing. And another set of pulsations as well, including the Notre Dame Cathedral. Some interesting connections between Notre Dame and Shuri Castle in Okinawa, both of which burnt down. Beautiful islands like Mont Saint-Michel and Utsushima in Hiroshima. And yeah, peace and love. And some of the famous French people from throughout the ages. Now next door was the Robot and Mobility Pavilion. I thought I'd check that out too. There's some mobility equipment. You can see some various bits of equipment for I think fixing Shinkansens, transporting things. I think my mum's got one of those at the nearby convenience store. And yeah, all sorts of robotic advances. Now here we are at the Common Sea Pavilion. As usual, I'm just going to let you watch around here and see you on the other side, but a lot of LED box rooms today. So please enjoy the smaller countries in the Common Sea. So there we go, that was the last of the Commons pavilions, and I decided to leave around the west area. You can see Myaku Myaku, and also the e-mover, which is the electric buses that are going around the ring perimeter. They are automated sometimes, but this particular time, another whale, very sustainable. This time he was just being driven. Not too bad, a little bit crowded though. Final day, I went to the Austrian Pavilion finally. Very interesting design, very musical structure on the outside. But inside, Willkommen, we could see this kind of famous piano. There's apparently only about 13 of these in the world. It was being played by Ghost as well, automatic piano. And you can see the relations between Austria and Japan through the ages. And there's a little Ghost mascot, it's very cute. It's just various bits of history, a bit of AI arts going on there. Mozart, some chocolate as well, Tyrol chocolate, which I didn't realise was from Austria. And composing the future, that's the motto of this pavilion. Now, definitely check out these little interactive activities, because that's pretty much all you're going to get. Because at the end, we get this little theatre room, where a couple of people at the front get to choose everything that goes on in this symphony. Not very collaborative, really. And you get to see this AI symphony being put together. I guess that's what the future holds. And some lovely sights of Austria too. Nice cake there. So there we go. A little bit disappointing for me, but the rubber ducks were very nice. I've been here before, but I haven't shown you the Chile Pavilion, so another immersive room. But in the middle, they've got a nice centerpiece with this big fabric structure. made of traditional fabrics. Yeah, very nice vibes in there. And another one I've been to but didn't show you was Cambodia. So nice decor in here. We've got the little wheat fields. We've got some traditional art. We've got some interesting masks as well from the temples. I do like this kind of Southeast Asian art. There's a model of Angkor Wat, one of the most famous temples in Southeast Asia. And also this model of a pyramid that exists in Cambodia too. Now, outside the France Pavilion, I did see again there was a diva singing opera. I think she was singing the national anthem. Very nice. But we were heading towards Kuwait. It was a very rainy day at this point. The line was still long. But finally I made it to Kuwait, which has been very highly rated by people. I wanted to see for myself. So here we are. Welcome to Kuwait. First, you've got a little projection ball. More whales. We had lots of whales today, including some rather interesting atmospheric effects in the room. You can see Kuwait of the past and of the present. A bit of time travel. You can see the future as well. And the heat lamps were turned on to show us the desert. But there were lots of interactive exhibits in the next area, including this big sand pit with real-life horrible insects and centipedes and scorpions. Watch out. You can find out where the various nature of Kuwait lives, like whale sharks and one of those oysters too. The Red Sea seems to have a lot of oysters. You can smell things as well. You can open the little pots and smell them. And you can see a timeline of Kuwait's history. So nice decor as well. Lots of little interactive bits and bobs. You can peep through the windows and look into Kuwaiti life. You can pump some water. You can take a rest in this... don't know what that is, and slide down little pipe slide thing. And finally you can get ready for the immersive kind of planetarium looking area. Speak your wish into the microphone and it'll get sent up into the stars, and you can just basically lay back and relax and enjoy the desert sky. Very cool effects as well, very flash. You can talk about SDGs. And also see some visions of the future, people being active and doing martial arts or yoga, surfing. More whales. Goodness me, how many whales do we have today? And of course you are the stars of the future. And then here are all your wishes together. So it's a very nice, beautiful place to go. So definitely check out Kuwait, and they've got a little gift shop as well. So there we go, that's the end of my mammoth selection. And here's the fish and chips as well. Enjoy. Okay, welcome back. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. I really appreciate that. So does he. So what did you think? There's some nice pavilions in this set. I was looking forward to some of these ones. And some of them I've been putting off because I thought the lines would be too long. Okay, first of all, the evening visit. That was lovely because I could just waltz right in. I think I got there at 5:15. So even the 5 o'clock people had already gone in. So I could just walk right through the checkpoint, very easy. I had a reservation for Pasona Natureverse. I think that was the last time I ever got a 1 week lottery win. So I got that one for the evening. That was really interesting. Sorry, I'll talk about Monaco first. So while I was waiting for Pasona, I went to Monaco. Monaco was really nice, a lot bigger than I expected. I thought it was just that big cylindrical building. But that building was fine. A nice sort of tactile interaction room was cool. And the kind of Doctor Who TARDIS room was really cool as well. It's got like Instagram written all over it. So yeah, I enjoyed that one too. So good job for Monaco. They're a small country, but they got money, I know. Pasona Natureverse, that was pretty cool as well. Lots of interesting exhibits. A bit of a bummer that they're talking about the end of the world so quite often, but that's what we're doing to nature. The Astro Boy stuff was cool. I like to see a bit of the Japanese anime culture jammed into some of these other pavilions. We've got Doraemon somewhere. Where was he? I think he was in the healthcare pavilion, maybe? I forgot now. Anyway, yeah, Pasona was good. The beating heart, the artificial heart was really cool. The kind of forbidden Pringle sheet of cells was cool. That I don't know, LED show thing in the middle, that was really interesting. I've never seen a kind of well, it's not a projection mapping show, it was a LED screen thing. I'd never seen that on such a interesting, like, dynamic structure as well, so that was really cool to watch, and they really made some wow moments out of that, so that was really cool. Yeah, so definitely check out the Natureverse. I think that's good. Yoshimoto, I was amazed that this was actually something you could reserve, because it was tiny and there's not really anything there, just the giant leeks and some weird kind of gag buttons. I don't know. The Yoshimoto stage area was really nice, so you can just walk in there and just enjoy that any time of the day. They all seem to have some events going on. But the pavilion itself, don't bother reserving it, just go there when it's quiet if you're interested. Singapore, I managed to get in with no waiting because it was getting quiet. It's getting the end of the day. That was really nice. That building's so cool as well, that big sphere. Yeah, the inside was cute. It was a paper jungle, and the big dome thing at the top, the wishes you can make, that was kind of interesting. The only thing I didn't like is that, firstly, it took ages for people to write their wishes down. You're sitting there waiting. There's not really any indication how fast you got to get up to the top one, because I think I just caught a glimpse of my dream going up to the top, but there's sort of no warning, it's gone immediately. So that was a nice idea, but they could have executed it a bit better. But anyway, very nice. And finally, Oman, I managed to get into. It was fine. It was kind of a immersive theatre thing. I hate when they do these immersive theatre shows with a really long room, but really you've got to be in the middle of it because that means like only a quarter of the people are going to get the proper look of it. So I found that a little bit irritating, but the building was nice, and that kind of layered etched glass thing was really cool. I like that effect. And the garden outside, which I think you can just wander into anytime, that was really beautiful and like a nice place to relax at night. Maybe not so much in the daytime. So that was that day. The next day I went, I had a reservation, but before I went there, I think I managed to get quite an early entry as well. So I went to Angola, which is just opened, or had just opened at that time. That was nice, another kind of immersive theatre show thing, but or not even immersive really, it was just kind of screens. Yeah, a bit of a hard story, but that's the truth of living in some places. Yeah, it was nicely done. I like how they use the kind of traditional art styles and things for all the visuals, and the outside of the building is really cool as well. So that was nice. Yeah, check that out if the line's not too long. Then finally, the big one, the elusive Null2 or Null squared or Null. I still have no idea how to pronounce that one. I finally got into the dialogue mode. I did use a sneaky trick that someone had told me to get the midnight reservation. It failed a few times, but I managed to get it. And since they've banned that use of the technique, so I'm really sorry. I can't tell you how to do it because you'll get banned, so don't do it. Anyway, I got in. You might remember from the last video there was the installation mode, which you can enter freely, but you've got to get there by 9:30. There's a 9:40 one as well. There's possibly a 9:50 show, which you can just get in there, first come first served basically. But check that out on the other video. But the full show, it was interesting that you get to see it twice, once as a person in the room and then once as a spectator. That was good because of course I was filming the whole thing, and I kind of ruin things for myself because I'm filming. This is your fault. No, it's not. Doing stuff for YouTube because I feel like I'm not appreciating things that much because I'm like trying to get the good shot. And I was getting angry because some really tall guy decided standing right next to me was like diagonally in front of me was fine, and blocking everyone behind him. So whatever. People are quite selfish in the expo, I think. It was cool. I have no idea what it was about. It was about like detaching yourself from symbols and existence and becoming null and being reborn and timeless or something. I don't know. Answers on a postcard if you know what it was all about. It was really cool. The effects are really interesting. The room is very immersive and intense. I wish they'd kind of primed people a bit better for what to do, because there are 2 apps you've got to download, and then actually one of the apps was pointless because it's for like a 3D body scan, but the machines weren't working, so that was a waste of time. But you have to fill in your profile on something, but it didn't get used anyway. You have to show your photo and write down all these answers to things, and it could choose you as one of the people in the display. But it took ages to fill it all in, and then they just didn't use it. So I don't know what the point of it all was. But anyway, that's fine. It was good to see the second round, and they did have an English translation of the thoughts behind it, like an English translation of the interview, but they cut it off before when the next show started. So I wish they made the timing a bit better, or just speed up the MP3 a bit faster. I don't know. So yeah, if you have a chance to get into Null, go for it. It's maybe not the crazy must-see experience that the lack of reservations might lead you to think. A bit like Italy, really. Italy's really good, but it's no pavilion's worth lining up for 5 hours. But if you can get in, go for it. International organisations, yeah, not much there. It was kind of like a commons thing, but with all these organisations, I didn't really know. The Expo Museum part of it was kind of interesting too. You can see the old expos. But yeah, it was fine. I think there's some kind of ASEAN stamp rally going on too, so I don't know if that was in there. I couldn't find anything. Bahrain was good, although it's really hard in summer because it's not air conditioned at all. Interesting, lots of like sights and smells there. Be careful smelling some of the interesting things. So there's a whole line of things you can smell. Some of the bad smells that I smell stuck in my nose all day, and I had this kind of gross smell the whole day. So yeah, do that at your peril. It was nice though. Yeah, it was a nice airy pavilion. Unfortunately, hot air was coming in, but it was good. I don't really understand why it was supposed to look like a boat. It didn't really look like a boat, but there was a heavy maritime theme. I managed to get into France. It only took me 10 minutes to line up, mostly because it was a weekday and it was really hot, so I think people were just not going. The line does move really quickly, so don't be put off by the huge line. It does move quickly. So yeah, get into France. Beautiful, big as well. There's lots of rooms in there, mostly filled up with people doing Instagram poses and doing the whole like looking to the side thing, which was kind of getting on my nerves. But you can see the fashion, you can see like a bit of culture, a bit of art really, but mostly focus on the fashion. Very unmistakably French vibes anyway. I want to try some of the food one day, but I think 800 yen for a croissant is a bit too much for me. Yeah, France is definitely a premium one. Definitely go in there if you want to see a big one without too much hassle. And finally, Common Sea, or the room of immersive theatres, let's say, because there seems to be a very high proportion of those being the kind of LED box room things, which kind of got a little bit boring by the end. But there's some nice things you can see there. The people there's two ladies in Croatia who were talking to me quite a lot, so that was nice to chat with them. Yeah, definitely go in there. But if you really want to just see items and meet with people from that country, maybe the other commons buildings would be better for you. Okay, almost there. Austria. Austria was a bit of a disappointment for me. It's got one of the coolest exteriors, that kind of music note swirly thing. But inside, I thought there would be more, I don't know, more music or more Austria about it. Because first you see the automatic piano, which was cool. Well, it was cool for the people in the front who could see it. And you can see the history of Austria and Japan. And then a long corridor, which looked like an area for waiting, which it kind of was. There were lots of games though. Please definitely try out the games there, because that's the bulk of the pavilion. And then the last bit, it's kind of a AI orchestra thing. 3 people at the front get a chance to do all of the controlling, so it's not much of a group event. You just have to sit there and wait for the big slideshow thing at the end. I don't know, I felt a little bit depressing that the idea of composing the future, which is their tagline or something like that, and their whole musical look, and then the future was an AI generated symphony. That didn't give me a lot of hope for the future of culture. But yeah, okay, well, it is what it is. Chile and Cambodia next to each other, that's kind of cool displays. It's like a big box room with a centerpiece. Chile had that big fabric structure, and then the immersive like LED screens around there. That was kind of cool. And Cambodia was really nice. They had that big kind of pyramid temple at the end. yeah, very nice. Usually you can go in without any waiting, so if you just want to visit another pavilion, it's in that area near like kind of Senegal, Algeria, all of those. You can just wander into a lot of pavilions there, so definitely check those out. It's near Serbia, I think that, and Belgium, that area. And finally, Kuwait, definitely one of the highlights for me. It was absolutely chucking down with rain, but we made it. I thought it would be a good chance to get into the line, but actually the line didn't get any shorter. The rainy days, people didn't, they weren't thrown off at all. They had their ponchos and whatever. So yeah, a bit of a long wait, but I got in, and there was a lot of interactive activities, which was really good, and you can take your time there, you're not being forced through. The first bit with the LED ball thing, the projection ball, was interesting, but they had the other atmospheric effect as well. That was really interesting. I haven't seen that in other places. And the final bit with the desert kind of starry sky constellations, that was really good. I kind of want to go and see that again actually, without the filming, so I can just peace out and enjoy it. So there we go. Yeah, definitely recommend Kuwait, France, Null if you can get in, and Singapore, Monaco are good for quick visits, because the line for Singapore is very long, but it doesn't take that long to get in, so go in there. Okay, this is getting to a long video, so I'm going to start to wrap things up. I have also finished all the pavilions officially from yesterday. I went to my last pavilion yesterday. So the next Expo Diary video is going to be the last of the new pavilions. I might do some extra ones, like some odds and ends. I've still got the pass, so I'm going to keep going every so often if I can pick up any stray reservations. I've got a few bits that I haven't gone to, like the Live Earth Journey, the Deep Vision part. I showed you the anima section before. There's a sauna I want to try out if I can. There's a Chopin concert from the Polish pavilion, which I got a reservation for, but they didn't show me where to go and I missed it. So things like that I'm going to show you in future videos, hopefully. But yeah, next time is going to be a big one. It's going to take a while to edit because I'm going back to England for a few weeks. So please hold on, wait for that, and please like, subscribe, leave a comment, share this channel to anyone who's interested in the expo, and also leave a super like if you really like this. Please help me out, because it takes a long time, a lot of money and time and sweat and blood and whatever to make these videos, so it'll help me a lot if you help me out as well. So okay, you've heard enough from me today, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care, bye bye.